Hey Sagittarius, welcome to February 2018. Really quickly want to talk to you guys about the super blood full moon total eclipse. Wow, I finally got that right. It was in Leo, which is a fire sign, so it's definitely going to have an impact on you in a major way. So if you can think back to August 21st, 2017, that was the first of that energy. We got a small little glimpse of that energy. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, it's now come back in an intense and more powerful way to be cleansed and cleared once and for all. And once you clear that, it's going to create a major shift within your subconscious and within your psyche and within the world, because it's that ripple effect. So what that super blood blue full moon total eclipse taught us and is teaching us, especially the fire signs, is about childhood traumas and those childhood patterns that come back into our lives in the form of little habits, or why am I like that? And it all stems back to something that happened within your childhood. That's where we get all of our conditioning from, or a past life. But for the sake of this full moon, it's all about childhood traumas. So this is really a time, especially in February, to use that energy to your full advantage, to think it through. If you're thinking about something and you're like, I just remembered something from my childhood, think about it. How is that thing from your childhood affected your relationships now? How has it affected your life now? Are you a workaholic because your parents always said you need to work in order to get this or in order to get that? What is now being patterned into your life because of something that started and stemmed from when you were a child? That being said, a couple cards have popped out already, Sagittarius. The first card is face down, so something you haven't acknowledged yet, and it is a person, of course. Of course, a fire sign just like yourself. Happy-go-lucky, somebody very stubborn, like really can kind of dig their feet into the ground, and kind of like you can't tell them to come your way. You can't get them to come your way. They're like, no, like you feel like you have to drag them just to do what you want to do. This person is very optimistic. This person, is such a delight to be around, and very lucky, where you kind of are just like, you are magnificent. Like there's something about you where it's, how did you do that? There's something about them where you're just like, how are you doing this to me? So that's somebody that you haven't necessarily acknowledged. There's been some fighting though. So this person definitely has brought up some issues from your childhood, from your past, where things were easier back then, where it's like, well, why is it so difficult with you now when it was so much easier back then? It was so much more comforting, but you definitely learned some knowledge about them that has kind of made you see red when you look at them now. And what you haven't faced also, Sag, is that you've kind of created that. You've created that. You've created that because of your childhood issues there, because of, we can only manifest things into our life that we can imagine, right? That's why a lot of the times with cheating, it's always so much more important than just the person cheating. A lot of the times it stems back from, our issues with infidelity, like whether our parents cheated or, we've cheated and we have guilt there. It always seems to stem back. But you've created this this situation when it comes to this person, and it is time to make a change when it comes to how hard you've been working on hoarding your power, because this person is your soulmate. This person is your soulmate. So as much as you feel like you need to kind of be in a position of authority when it comes to them, and you kind of have to put them in their place, and you have to kind of fight with them and say, no, like, why aren't you like you were? That's what you asked them to do. I know that's like so hard to kind of own. But the sooner you do, the sooner you can allow this person to really change your life in a positive way. Because this whole working on your power, staying in a position of power over them, and kind of putting up all these blocked walls when it comes to them, It's just not right, because like I said, they are your soulmate. So it is time to just let them in. It's time to just let them in. But the best way to do that is to kind of go back to your parents. How did your parents treat their relationships? Did your parents fight for their soulmate? Are your parents with their soulmate? You know, you have a lot of opportunities going on. You have a lot of options for growth and expansion. But you're only seeming to focus on this one thing, on this one issue when it comes to your soulmate, this one issue from the past. It's time to just let it go because, like I said, you created that relationship with them. So the theme of this reading, Sagittarius, is your power at home, is your authority at home. New thoughts coming in when it comes to your power balances, and just getting your footing and just making sure that everything is taken care of and everybody's happy and healthy, and feeling like you gotta finally let go of some hidden subconscious issues there. The full moon will allow you to birth this new person, this new idea, and just feel more stable and somebody that you can really admire within yourself to take some more emotional risks, okay? Because right now you're really trying to balance out your strength. So the situation, the reading is all about balance and fairness, and justice, and just sort of, you know, not doing this hula hoop anymore. Just such a hula hoop, and so much stuff that has to be ironed out. So many wrinkles when it comes to hula hooping and kind of, you know, going round and round in circles, and it's getting to a point now where you're like, I just want to find my balance. I just want to kind of, you know, find my balance, especially within this relationship, and just for it all to be okay. Obstacle in the aid, Sagittarius, is strength. And that's inner strength and taming your inner beast, and that inner rage, and that inner fierceness, and recognizing that you've built so much of yourself up, that there's no need to be so aggressive when it comes to your strength. Sorry, my dog. Subconsciously, Sagittarius, this card, this card has now come up in every single reading. Subconsciously, you don't want to make movements. You don't want to make movements. Subconsciously, you're like, you know, the water's fine here. Subconsciously, you're like, why would I make any changes? Why would I go forward? And I'm going to tell you why. It's because the light is brighter over there. Once you move forward, as a fire sign does, you know, it's not going to be easy. You're a Sag. It's all about the archer. You got to pull back in order to shoot yourself forward. But it is time to kind of make that adjustment. You're thinking about this water type sign, this emotional person, who definitely has a lot of men in her life, or has had a lot of men in her life, but likes to take risk, and she kind of makes her own luck in that aspect. But it is time to kind of jump in with this person and go to the emotional depths that you can, because you've gone through a major transformation here, Sagittarius. You're 100% supported, and you're able to support other people. Family and friends are doing absolutely just fine. There's a lot of power at home. There's a lot of power at home. There may not be emotional strength, but there is a lot of financial, intellectual, spiritual, power, physical power at home for sure. Hope and fear, Sag, is that you just don't want to be pinned down. You know, a Sag is all about travel and expansion and movement and philosophy and moving forward, but that's a hope and a fear. So as much as you don't want to be pinned down, you kind of a little bit want to be pinned down. Last card, Sag, is this King of Cups coming in. So the first step is to acknowledge this Queen of Cups person, and then that'll bring in this King of Cups. So somebody who's very logical, could have leg issues, very nurturing. You communicate on a very intense level. Like, you don't communicate necessarily verbally, but there is something about the way that you guys are able to speak each other's languages. And this person definitely has had a rocky past, but they survived. They definitely survived. Recognizing these two people as people of importance in your life is going to bring this acknowledgement that there is something missing within your home and family. Okay, so it is time to get kind of clear about what you want to do with this transformation that just came in, what you want to do with this power that you have, and where you want to kind of put some fairness back into your life, because there is something missing. You have so much support, Sag. 100% support. Everything is taken care of. You can kind of make the adjustments that you need to make when it comes to this transformation. But the most important thing to recognize is that soulmate is here, and soulmate's been here for a while now. And I think that once you kind of recognize that you have this fear of being pinned down and stop fighting it, and kind of like question, like, where is that coming from when it comes to my childhood? Where is that coming when it comes to my parents and what they taught me about kind of being pinned down? Especially if you have your moon in Sagittarius, that usually means that your mother was more independent and adventurous, and traveled a lot, either in her mind or through books or through TV, or actually traveled. So where is that energy manifesting into your life? Like, where is that energy playing out? Because we really do harness our parents their patterns, and then it just keeps cycling and cycling and cycling. So this is absolutely the year and the month, February 2018, Sagittarius, to clear those childhood patterns, so that you don't just recreate them in the next generation. Do us all a favor, okay? Love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an amazing February 2018. And as always, if you want a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me. My email is below, and we will just clear all these childhood traumas. I have a full moon special on right now, so we can just really dive deep and figure out how this full moon is affecting especially the fire signs. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Love you guys, and I'll see you March 2018. Bye.